Okay, so Monzo is one of those banks that people either swear by or swear at. On one hand, they've got over 12 million customers, a reputation as the UK's most loved bank, and almost 1 million people paying monthly for perks like sausage rolls. But on the other hand, they've annoyed customers with frozen accounts, had a lot of complaints about slow support, and even put virtual cards behind a paywall. So I think there's a lot we can discuss about what Monzo is getting right and wrong, and if you're thinking about opening an account, then this video should really help you decide, and if you're already a user, well, you can just tell me if I'm right or wrong. But before we dive in, quick favor, we are getting closer to 30,000 subscribers, and I'd love it if you could help me get there. So if you enjoy this type of content, you like honest, genuine reviews, and you'd like to support me, then please consider subscribing. All right, so Monzo has a free account and 3 paid accounts. These are Extra, Perks, and Max. And on top of these, there are joint accounts and even options for teenagers and under 16s. They also have business accounts, but we'll stay away from those for this video. Now, if this was pre-COVID, let's just say 7 years ago or something like that, I'd probably have told you that their free account is groundbreaking. You get instant notifications when you spend, really clever categorization for your transactions, pots for saving money, and it's all on your phone. That was amazing a few years ago, but now we kind of expect it. Most modern banks offer similar features. However, in most cases, they do not package it or present it as well as Monzo, because honestly, their app is genuinely excellent. It's beautifully designed, it's intuitive, and I think it has a lot to do with their high customer satisfaction score. But is a slick app and baseline features enough of a reason to choose a bank? Because I think today what really matters is value. I'm talking lower fees, better savings rates, and genuinely useful tools that save you money and time. And Monzo gets a lot of that right, but also a few things wrong, and we'll come to both. But first, let's talk about the good. Like call status. So if someone rings claiming to be Monzo, the app can actually tell you if it's really them. And this feature blocks around 700 fraud attempts every month, which is definitely something my nan would benefit from. Something also I like about Monzo as a homeowner is their built-in mortgage tracker. Now, I don't bank with them, not at least day to day, but I keep an account open mainly to use this feature. It lays out my property value, equity, and loan to value clearly, and my lender also shows this in their app, except it's nowhere near as nice. Then there's Monzo Flex. If you qualify, it works almost like a credit card. You can split purchases into 3 interest-free payments or longer with interest, and you can even go back and flex past debit card purchases. So let's just say you overspend one month. If you need a bit of breathing space, you can just go back, flex a purchase, and you can free up some cash. Just don't make a habit of doing that. But I really think this is one of those features that feels very Monzo. It's simple, it's clever, and actually really useful. You also get an overview of your TransUnion credit score, as well as a salary sorter that basically, after you're paid, can send an allocated amount of your wage into a pot, which for those seeking convenience and automation will absolutely love. They also have a 3% easy access account or instant saver, but honestly, this is pretty low. And if we have a quick look at depositscout.com, we can see that as of today, Ulster Bank and Chase UK are both offering 4.5%. Spending abroad is good-ish, but this is where Monzo arguably starts to get a few things wrong, mainly if you're looking to withdraw money. So there's no foreign transaction fees, and you get MasterCard's FX rates, which are more or less on par with the mid-market rate, so this is a good thing. But you only get £200 of fee-free ATM withdrawals each month, at least that's if you don't use Monzo as your main bank account. So if you don't pay in at least £500 a month and have a direct debit, you will get charged a fee of 3% if you withdraw more than £200 outside of the EEA, which for a fully licensed bank with millions of customers feels a bit wrong. I appreciate that these withdrawals cost them money, but I think they should be willing to absorb that cost because plenty of other banks do. Chase, Starling, First Direct, Kroo, Zopa, even Virgin Money all let you withdraw more internationally without charging, so please keep that in mind. Monzo does lead on satisfaction. About 82% of their customers would recommend them. That's the highest in the UK, but weigh that up against these features and potential fees and ask yourself, is this enough to make Monzo's free account your main account? Also, take a look at the competitors. Chase UK is a high interest easy access account, 1% cashback on groceries, 5% on roundups, or Zopa with 2% cashback on bills and strong savings rates. rates. And as I already mentioned, these two let you withdraw money internationally for free. These providers also have standout headline features, but with Monzo, I kind of struggled to find something really compelling, at least with the free account. Maybe Flex, but that's not on the same playing field as 2% cashback or a 7% savings account. Please, if you're watching this and you use Monzo, then tell me what the headline act is on the free account. What's compelling you to get this? Because I'm kind of struggling. I guess maybe the app, because it is fantastic, but I also think they only start to really shine when you look at the paid plans, because some of these perks deliver real, tangible value that can offset the fee. Although sadly, some of them do feel like basics that should be included in their free account. Virtual cards. Now, these are basically disposable digital cards that you can create and delete as you please, and they can be great for budgeting. So let's just say you want to spend £50 on coffee, which when you say out loud, sounds like a lot of money. Well, you can put 50 quid into a pot, link it to a virtual card, and only use that card to buy your coffee. So once that pot is empty, the card stops working, so you stop spending. There's also a safety aspect to them for online shopping. If you don't want to risk your real card details, perhaps like I'm doing right now by showing you, perhaps you have a lot of subscriptions linked to that card, then you can just create a virtual card, use it once and delete it. With Monzo, you can have up to 5 at any time, create up to 9 per month, and I think there's a cap of 100 per year. But what I think Monzo gets wrong is that they have put these behind a paywall. Virtual cards to me feel like a safety essential, not a premium extra, and I think they should at least offer one free card on their basic plan, especially when providers like Revolut and Starling offer them for free. Extra also unlocks connected accounts through open banking, so you can use this to pull balances and transactions from your other banks and cards, and Monzo will display them in one well laid out dashboard. Now, open banking, well, is open.
What?
But what Monzo are charging for is the aggregation, the user experience, and the convenience. And personally, I think £3 a month is fair. But again, like virtual cards, Revolut and Starling have this feature for free. Then there's Credit Insights. This shows your credit score and your report, and it's really insightful. With the free plan, you do get one report from TransUnion, but if you upgrade, you get extra scores from Experian and Equifax, as well as weekly score updates and even notifications of hard searches and ways you can improve your credit score and health. That's all great, but is it worth £3 a month? Because there is definitely a way to get all of this for free. Experian has its own app, ClearScore covers Equifax, and Credit Karma gives you TransUnion. But Monzo, again in their defense, pulls it all beautifully into one place. You also get advanced roundups, custom categories, and an auto spreadsheet feature so you can export your finances to Google Sheets. Oh, and annoyingly, you get the same withdrawal limits as the free accounts, so still only £200 of fee-free withdrawals outside of the EEA. But I do think Extra is a pretty good deal. Like if you're going to use virtual cards or you want a nice clean view of all your accounts and credit scores, then £3 is a small price for that convenience. Except there is a way to offset the cost of all of these features and make them essentially free. All you have to do is upgrade to Perks, which is the next account up, and this is very important. Eat a sausage roll once a week. So on top of everything from Extra, with Perks, you get a slightly higher savings rate of 3.5% and £600 of fee-free international withdrawals. So better than the free plan, but still not fully unlimited. You do get free monthly cash deposits up to £750, which is decent compared to the £1 per deposit on the free plan, which I'm sorry I didn't mention earlier, but yes, with Monzo, you do have to pay to deposit cash. But the real draw here are the lifestyle perks, including a weekly Greggs, which could be a sausage roll, donut, muffin, or regular hot drink. And if you want to get the most value, always choose a coffee, but only choose this if you would typically get one anyway, because otherwise you're just costing yourself more money instead of supplementing costs that you already have. And if you did buy a coffee every week from Greggs, that would cost you around £143 per year. And this plan is just £83. So the Greggs alone provides more in value, but that's just the beginning. And also comes with an annual rail card worth around £30 and a monthly View cinema ticket that's £8 to £12 on its own. So if you actually use all three, potentially at the same time, like you could get a train to Greggs, grab a sausage roll, hide it in your pants so you can get into the cinema, eat it during the film, then get the train home, and you are quids in. And that's why this is the first plan where the perks clearly outweigh the costs. And most importantly, this plan is just a fantastic way to offset the costs of all those useful tools you get with Extra without feeling like you're having to pay for virtual cards or better insights into your credit score. But wait, there's one more plan to go. At the very top, you have Monzo Max, which costs around £17 a month and replaced their old premium metal account a few years ago because you used to be able to get a metal card. You can't anymore. But now, Max, without the metal, includes everything from extras and perks, and shockingly still doesn't include fully unlimited international ATM withdrawals. Unfortunately, Monzo are just a bit tight when it comes to withdrawals, but the big difference with Max is that it bundles a full insurance package for travel, as well as phones, and an Uber One membership. So I'll start with the travel insurance, and I'll try to be quick here. It's provided by Zurich, and on paper, relatively solid. You get medical cover up to £10 million, cancellation up to £5,000, and winter sports, which a lot of packaged accounts don't cover. You also have baggage cover, legal expenses, and personal liability, and you can easily submit claims through the Monzo app because, of course, Monzo is just really good at making everything easy. There are a few things to be aware of. You can't be older than 70. It excludes, trips up to 45 days, and there's a £50 excess on most claims. And if you want to add your family for cover as well, it's £5 extra per month. So I think for a solo frequent flyer, or someone traveling for work, then this is decent because you won't have to worry about getting cover for every trip, and I doubt you'll need more than 45 days. But if you're traveling once a year and taking your family, it's not really justified, at least not for travel insurance, because you could just get a similar policy for a one-off trip that would cost maybe £20 to £25. Then there's the phone insurance provided by Assurant. This covers theft, loss, and accidental damage worldwide with a maximum claim value of £2,000 per phone and accessories up to £300. So that could be AirPods. There's also a £75 excess for a successful claim. This is all okay, especially if you're carrying around a £1,500 phone. But if you're already paying for Apple Care Plus or have, device insurance maybe bundled into your home insurance, then obviously this isn't going to be necessary. Then there's breakdown cover, which you actually get both the UK and Europe. So the UK comes with unlimited call-outs, home start, so you're covered if your vehicle breaks down before you even leave the house, and towing and onward travel if your car can't be fixed, which can mean a hire car for up to 14 days or hotel accommodation up to £50 per person per night. In Europe, you're covered for trips up to 90 days with a maximum of £2,500 per claim and 2 claims a year. Again, this is all okay. It won't be as comprehensive as getting standalone European cover, but it is provided by the RAC, and like the travel insurance, it's just nice to know that it's taken care of. Finally, Uber One, which is normally around £50 per year. This gives you free delivery and discounts on rides and food. Obviously, this isn't life-changing, but if you use Uber even semi-regularly, it's going to be a nice extra. So if you were to buy these separately, and I know this is somewhat estimated, the value of the plan could be around £825. But that's only if you're already grabbing a weekly coffee or snack or drive and your breakdown is up for renewal. I think it's really important to remember that these benefits should supplement those that already exist in your life and not just create more costs. And is anyone actually getting this much value out of Max? I'd love to know. Please tell me in the comments if you're using it, because I actually think for most people, the best plan is Perks. It gives you the fun lifestyle bits that clearly outweigh the fee, and it unlocks the useful tools from Extra without forcing you to pay for basics that arguably should be free. And that's Monzo in a nutshell. Brilliant at making banking engaging and intuitive, but less brilliant when everyday stuff sits behind a paywall. But there's a business reason for it. Roughly 900,000 people are on these paid accounts. That's about 16% of active users, which brings in around £75 million a year. And when subscriptions matter that much, I think the free tier risks getting left behind and used as a means of, funneling people into an upgrade. But I think it's important to stress, their main free account is still strong, and Monzo is so easy to recommend. The app is best in class. Safety touches like call status are genuinely helpful, and tools like Flex, Salary Sorter, Pots, and the Mortgage Tracker make day-to-day money management simple. And if you live on your phone and you value clean automation and don't mind paying a bit extra to just have the convenience of credit reports and connected banking in one place, then Monzo Extra makes so much sense. There are trade-offs. They do get some things wrong, like the savings rates aren't market leading. They have arguably basic features behind a paywall, and if you rely on cash abroad, those ATM limits and potential 3% fees could sting. So if you're chasing top rates and you need travel money or dislike subscriptions on principle, then perhaps look elsewhere. Or maybe pair Monzo with a higher yield saver, like the ones you can find on depositscout.com, and look for a more travel-friendly card for withdrawing cash. That's my take at least. But I'd love to hear yours, especially if you're already on Perks or Max. Like, how much value are you getting? And did I miss anything? I know Monzo has investments, but I really just wanted to cover the core features and plans. And if you found the video useful, please do give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.